That's exciting. What, sir? I didn't hear you. I'm just kidding. Thank you. Well, that was interesting because she was slightly angry in hers.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all love you, you idiot.
It really was. It was threatening.
How are you doing, Don?
Good, good, really good.
Oh. Taking his cue from our audience friend. Oh, before I forget anything, I just want to remind everybody that, well, this is part of the story. Toy Story 3 comes out June 18th, which, of course, we know. Yeah, Pixar. Yes. I will hold for applause whenever I'm talking about a Pixar film.
Yes.
And I get to play in another Pixar movie, which is they're my favorite people in the whole entire universe to work for. I play Dolly. I'll show you a picture of her. She's so cute. Yeah, look at her blush. Don't you love her little makeup? She does the same thing I do, lipstick on blush, with the same thing. Anyway, we're having a VIP reception and screening of the movie for the Comer Children's Hospital benefit in Chicago on May 15th, which is just in a few days. And anybody in the area who would like to purchase tickets or just go to our website for more information, you can make a donation, which is really nice. I assure you it goes to children that really, really need the money and the research. Yes, always a part of positive energy like that makes life good. So we had a blast with our barbecue.
I know.
Yeah, we had a big, well, a grill. Big grill out. Is that what you call it? And I was telling the guys, our buddy Jay, of course, from Bush's Grill and Beans, that my dad was king of the castle when he was out there with the little grill, having a barbecue, you know, in the backyard. That was like the greatest thing we could do on a Sunday. And, you know, I felt like the richest man in the world. And my dad's friend had a cherry picker because he was a tree trimmer. So the kids would line up in the neighborhood and they'd go up for rides.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he'd park the rig in front of the house, and my dad would have all the kids line up, and they'd go up one at a time and look at the neighborhood and see their house. And yeah, it was a big thrill for us. And so Bush's Grilling Beans Backlot Cookout Sweepstakes, which we held in April, we just decided to have the big barbecue in the backlot. And Jay was here with Duke, and along with the winner, right? Our winner of our contest. Are they here today? Yeah. Where's our winner? Oh, there's Jay.
Hey, Brian.
There's Jay. So, Jay, thank you so much because our crew deserved, you know, a nice day out in the sun with their families, and it was really nice.
It was a beautiful day and a great time to do it, so
thanks.
It was our pleasure.
Now watch, you guys. Duke talks. Do you think he feels like talking to us?
Speak. You gotta speak.
Oh.
You gotta speak. Speak.
Well, he didn't approve the script, so.
He's keeping a secret.
That's all right. He's been getting so much love. Like every time I see him, since we had the barbecue, he's somewhere on the studio lot laying on the back like his parachute didn't open. And somebody's rubbing his belly, you know, he's so sweet. But thank you, Jay, for being here. And it was great talking to your lovely wife earlier on the phone. Jay's a fellow Midwesterner and Bush's Grill and Beans. Should we show a little bit of let's show a little bit of the cookout.
Steak, chicken, and chops paired with our bold new flavor.
Which flavor is this?
This is black bean fiesta.
Okay, this looks gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. It has peppers.
The colors, yeah.
Corn, it's lovely. And then Texas Ranchero here with some spicy jalapeno peppers. Yum, yum, yum.
All your stuff is so good.
Oh.
All right, I'm ready. Congratulations to the winner of the sweepstakes, Marlene Vest, and her guests, Pamela, Terry, and Kay, who came here all the way from Kansas City, Missouri. Did you have fun, girls? Didn't it remind you of when you were a kid? Does it remind you of when you were a kid, like the best?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just brings back a lot of memories. It's very nice. And create new memories for all the kids on our crew. They're not on our crew. Their parents are on the crew. Child child labor laws prohibited us from using kids. So at your next cookout, try serving Bush's Black Bean Fiesta and Texas Ranchero grilling beans. You'll get compliments and requests for the recipes. They do look really pretty, too, on the plate. And to get our studio audience started, Jay and Duke brought both varieties for everyone here. So you'll be able to go ahead. You guys know where I turn for all my dating and relationship advice. It's from our guys on the crew here.
We'll do a speed round. Speed round. Let's go.
Well, I mean, you gotta be inspired. All right, welcome, guys.
Hi, Paul.
Steve, I must say, it was fun to see you at the wrap party in an actual pair of pants.
Yeah, I got them from the rental house at the last minute.
And then you took them off again?
Well, I had to give them back.
You wouldn't be recognized
Without,
in slacks. Yeah. All right, who's first, guys?
Amy?
Amy? Hi, Amy. Welcome to the show. You can go over to the microphone there.
Oh, look at those kids.
Speaking of shorts.
Hello.
All right, boys, calm down.
Dawn, could you step aside? Thank you.
So here's my question. How can I get guys to treat me more like a girlfriend instead of one of the guys? Does that make sense?
You mean a guy you're dating or just guys?
Yeah, okay, so for example, a guy will ask me on a date and he'll go, oh, I want to make you dinner. So I'll get all ready, I'm all excited, and then I go over and I walk in and it's just a room full of guys watching a basketball game and he like taps me on the shoulder, oh, get a drink and sit by Billy by the couch kind of thing. So I don't know like what to do. It's kind of like that, you know, and it's happened before. I'll go and we just play video games for 2 hours and I'm like, really? I don't know. So,
well, are you? If you're participating, do you ever say, you know, it would be more fun for me if you took me out to dinner?
Is that rude though? Like
No.
No.
No way.
If you don't, you right, guys? Doesn't she hasn't set a standard for herself.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the guys or the age of the guy or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are they all teenagers?
No, 40-year-olds, you know. I'm
Really?
just kidding.
Oh, gee.
I'm just kidding.
The reason I say that, it sounds like kind of young guys things, you know, student pad kind of stuff.
No, I think you have to set a standard, honey. If
Okay.
you're, you know,
Yeah.
like they say, we
So
teach
just say it. Just be
guys.
Yeah, make a plan.
Absolutely.
Just say, we're going out to the Lobster House tonight.
She makes the plan.
Yeah.
Or she
Why
could
not?
just say, we're not hanging out with the guys tonight. That's not my idea of a date.
I'm a little suspicious of the guys because if you walked in that outfit, I'd be like, forget the game.
Okay.
It's a good point.
Thank you.
All right, good luck, honey. Julie is next.
Hi.
Question, how do you get your husband, mine in particular, to put the toilet seat down? Because after falling in at 2 in the morning, I've kind of had it.
Wow. Well, guys, come on. You answer this forever question.
How do you get the wife to keep the toilet seat up?
I'm in the ladies' department with this one. Oh, come on. No, I am. I always have been. Somehow. I don't know. Maybe it's an English thing. Maybe not.
No, I think the guy either has it in him or he doesn't. I always put the seat down, but I don't even think about doing it for my wife or anyone else. I just put the seat down.
Great, Tom.
I'm afraid this is one of those things that actually goes back to the beginning of time. And you know what? Scientists have been studying it forever and ever. And like a lot of things that are going to go unresolved in our lifetime, I think this is one.
Okay, thanks, guys. As always, you're fantastic. Today's show from the Hills, Will Bosworth. Our buddy, the Germanatrix, Yvette Soler. We love her, and we'll be right back with Jonathan Rhys Meyers.
Coming up, Jonathan Rhys Meyers' childhood romance was no fairy tale.
She was everything that I wanted her to be. And, you know, 7, 8 years old. And then she started dating one of the local kids who used to bully on me.
Oh.
It was a nightmare. Could you imagine? The bully is dating your princess.
on the hit show The Tudors, which he plays the sexy, ruthless King Henry VIII. Here's a look at him in action.
We will order our troops on the border to retaliate with spoils, burnings, and killings. 3 hurts to every one of ours. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Majesty. I'm straight away to that business.
Majesty.
Good to be king. Please welcome Jonathan Rhys Meyers. You look cute.
Thank you very much. You look cute yourself.
Thanks. You look like maybe, you know, you were auditioning for Guys and Dolls.
Or a waiter.
That's another option. Now, you grew up in Ireland?
I did, yeah. Yeah. I grew up on a farm in North County Cork. Yeah.
Oh, how great.
It was beautiful. Yeah.
What a journey you've been on, huh?
Yeah, I've been on quite a journey. Yeah.
And your family's, they're musicians, I understand.
My 3 brothers, my 2 sisters are all musicians, yeah.
How great to grow up with music in the house.
Yeah, it was great. You know, we get together, and every time we get together, they play music. I'm on the outside of it. I'm an actor. I don't qualify.
So did you ever join in?
Oh, no, I play music. I'm just not allowed to play with them.
I don't think you're good enough.
I'm not good enough.
That's excellent.
And then they tell me, you know, I start to play with them, and, you know, I play a few chords, and then they're like, not so much.
Now,
Go act.
But when you were a kid, did you always want to be an actor, or did you want to join in on the music? What was your first passion?
Oh, I don't know. I think I wanted to, I just wanted to be whatever was on TV at the time. You know,
Right.
you know, like a normal 6, 7-year-old kid, see something on the TV. Of course, a soccer player, because soccer was the big sport. So you want to be a sports star.
Right.
You know, acting, I fell into it. You know, I was just discovered by.
What do you mean discover? How old were you? You were at a.
I was 16. I used to play a lot of pool, in a pool hall.
Come on.
This lady came into the pool hall. She was auditioning actors for a film that Warner Brothers were making in County Cork at that time, produced by David Putnam.
Right.
And so I was in the pool hall, and she said, look, would you do this little audition on tape for me, on a video camera? So I did. I had nothing else going for me at the time. And 3 hours later, I was sitting with the director, you know, doing screen tests. I didn't get the role.
But that's probably a good thing, right?
It wasn't at the time. I thought.
Well, not at the time, but you know, it kind of lets you know that there's going to be some rejection, and it's not always going to be a home run.
Yeah, it would be nice to get the first one and then get the rejection a little later.
All
but
right,
actually,
honey.
do you know what? It got me over the hump of getting rejected. And of course, as any actor out there, and I'll tell any young actor who's going to be an actor or an actress, is that there will be a lot of rejection. But it's you and it's not you. It's just at that time the director sees something that they need. And it isn't always you.
You can't always take it personally because it's exhausting.
Well, you can't be everything to everybody. So if you're really beneficial for a part or beneficial for a TV series or a film in one way, you may not be for the other. That doesn't necessarily mean you're not as talented or you're not as good.
Well, you definitely have a good sense of, you have a nice perspective to face all this.
Yeah, I'll try my best. I mean, look, into any given day, I can be very positive about it, or I can be a little bit more negative about it. But, you know, I try to stay positive as much as possible.
So you're a yes and no kind of guy. When somebody says, how you feeling? You go, are you feeling good? Yes and no.
Yes and no.
There you go. So, what, were you a good student?
No. And there's no yes and no to that one. That's just a no.
No, listen to me. One time I was babysitting one of the kids. I have 15 nieces and nephews. I was babysitting one of my nephews, and now I knew what one of my siblings had been saying about me when I wasn't in the house. Okay. But this is early on in my career, and I said, now come on, read your book. He goes, I know I got to read it. I want to end up like you as an actor. And I was like, he said to me he was like 7 or 8 years old.
How cold.
I thought it was pretty funny. I'm
He's
like,
going to be president.
You know what he does right now?
What does he do?
He's an actor. No, he's not.
Which could still make him president.
No, that's true. Who am I kidding? No, he's not an actor. But still, it is that thing that some people think, well, if you don't do well in school, maybe academically, creatively, you will excel.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I was a particularly bad student. I was just particularly troublesome. I had a lot of energy as a kid, you know. I always wanted to move about. I was, you know, very sort of erratic.
Were you a heartbreaker, like your role?
Oh, God, no. I was a kid who never got on with girls. I remember this one girl when I was 7 years old. She was the most beautiful thing in the world. She lived at the end of our street. You always fall in love with a girl at the end of the street.
Right.
All right? This girl was magnificent. She was Cinderella. She was everything that I wanted her to be. And, you know, 7, 8 years old. And then she started dating one of the local kids who used to bully on me.
Oh.
It was a nightmare. Could you imagine? The bully is dating your princess.
Yeah, that's such is life. I hate to say
it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. So so motivation for me as a kid was to stay away from girls until you could really be sure that she wants to go out with you.
Oh, no, honey.
And I've never met that girl. I met her once when I was 18. I thought she was just as beautiful.
You got
but now she's married with children.
No. Now, all right, we're going to talk more when we come back. We'll be right back with Jonathan.
Next, Tudor star Jonathan Rhys.
Looked amazing. It looked epic. I thought this was going to be great, but will they get an audience? And it did. And it's a good show.
Yeah. Because, you know, Michael Hirst was very clever. Joan Bergen, the costume designer, was very clever. Morgan O'Sullivan, the producer. And Showtime. You know, Bob Greenblatt and all those guys. They're smart. Really smart. And what they did was they took this show and then they just molded certain parts of the show, certain aspects of the show, to make it pacier.
I feel like I'm watching a scene from Camelot.
When?
Richard Harris, right now when you were speaking.
Really?
Yeah. It just took me out for a second.
I'm not going to break into song.
I thought you were going to say, if ever I would leave you.
What is the king doing tonight?
Oh,
I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder. But so yeah, so then the show goes 4 seasons, and then I'm at the end of the 4th season. It was so strange. The last day of shooting, we shot the scene, it's in the last episode, with a beautiful white horse, right?
Right.
And we're shooting the scene, and then it came to the end of the day, and it was like nothing. It was like this great emptiness for about an hour, where you felt that it's really over. And you really have to put this away now. Somebody that you've been playing for 6 months of the year for 4 years.
Yeah, that's
someone
a
who's
lot
become
to
an
let go.
integral part of you
Right.
to a certain extent, and you've become a part of whatever you were doing. I miss the people. I miss the crew. I miss the camera guys. I miss your friends. You're going to work with your friends. And a wonderful cast. A wonderful cast. We had, you know, a menagerie of fantastic actors.
And how about the guy doing your makeup? Wasn't he up for an Academy Award?
Christian Tinsley, yeah.
I know, because here's the real King Henry. You look exactly like him. I mean, the
thanks very much.
likeness is uncanny. What is the deal? But here you are as aged. Your age is, yeah.
I'm an old man, and I had to not only, so that's the work of Christian Tinsley and Annie Buchanan, who's another great makeup artist. And so they gave me the look, but then it was difficult. I had to have a voice that was older.
Who gave you that?
So I had to break it down. So so funnily enough, you said Richard Harris, because I started looking at Richard Harris's performance in Cromwell and Richard Burton's performance in The Spy Who Came In From the Cold. And then I took little aspects of their voice, because I thought they had the most beautiful voices to suit what I look like. We'll see how it looks.
No, you do. It is melodic in a sense when you're playing him. Yeah.
Well, beautiful writing as well. Michael Hirst is an incredible writer.
Yes, very talented, obviously. Yeah, good storyteller. So can we hear it? Just do the voice just for, like, I mean...
Well, when I'm playing Henry as an old man, your registers will be very deep.
So it's like that.
It's weird. I find you, do you ever get nodes on your vocal cords, if you know what I'm saying?
I had laryngitis for one scene, and it was a very important scene. I'm in Parliament, and it's the last speech Henry ever made. He was never seen in public again. And he made this incredible speech. It was 55 lines of dialogue, and I just forced my voice through it. And so we're doing ADR, and, you know, sometimes the voice breaks, but we left it like that, because it was the emotion broke. It was almost towards the end of the shoot, and it got very emotional in certain ways, you know, saying goodbye to people like that.
Wow, yeah, you're really, I mean, the character is close to you. Did you ever drive home in the carpool lane?
No.
Jonathan. Now, I know you're an animal lover like I am, and you bring your dog, and you saw we have Jay here with his dog. All right, this is his little... Now, Bruce goes everywhere. Okay, Jonathan, he's so cute.
You know, Actually, do you know what? I was
Why
in the
didn't you
dressing
bring
room.
him?
I wanted to. I came here and I thought, oh my God, I should have brought Bruce. He'd have walked out with
Everybody
me. He'd have
brings
sat
their
here.
dogs. Everybody brings their dogs.
I know. I'm so disappointed. But the next time, I certainly will bring my dog to meet you.
I hate to tell you this, but you know that whole speech you were doing about saying goodbye to the crew?
Oh,
I'm doing that here, yeah.
Oh.
And oddly enough,
How
I'm
sad.
wearing this exact same outfit. Thank you, Jonathan.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Nice.
My pleasure.
Final season of The Tudors airs on Sunday at 9 p.m. on Showtime. You're great. You were great.
Ahead, Low Boss Work discusses the final season of The Hills.
The issues this season are bigger, they're more important, and...
Are they accurate? Welcome back, folks. During her time on The Hills, we've all looked to our next guest to be the voice of reason in the midst of all that crazy drama. Here's a look at the new season.
I was talking to Brody and the guys, and they have made plans to go to Miami for the Super Bowl, and they wanted to know if we were going, like if we wanted to stay in the same hotel. I know!
Wait, who's gonna go? You, me, Audrina.
Kristen.
Really?
She's our friend.
Okay.
At least she's trying to be.
Please welcome back to our show, Lo Bosworth. You always look fabulous.
Thanks for having me back, and thank you. That's so nice.
A lot of drama already on the show.
Are
so
you
fast.
watching? Are
Yeah,
you watching?
I watch it with my mom and my nieces. It's how we communicate about, like, how do you feel about guys, and
I understand.
because my mom's still out there on the dating circuit.
You know, I think that's pretty normal. So
It is.
good for her, you know?
Yeah, that's what I say. I hope I'm doing that at that age.
Me too.
Now, this season, we see more of you, of your daily life and everything, because we're really getting to know Lo a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but on a peripheral level, you know.
It is a reality show based on their lives and their real, what's happening in your life, really. But
Yes.
when I remember watching, I think it was last season, where they would always cut you with the dirty looks that you were given.
Oh, yeah. I'm really good
But were
at that.
those accurate, or were they just like dirty looks that they would use strategically?
Pretty much. You know, they're doing sound checks and stuff, and I'm
Right.
staring off into space, and then they cut that look into,
Yeah.
you know, who I'm talking to. So.
But isn't your boyfriend coming on this year?
Oh, body.
Well, I mean, that's a big decision to make, because if you're dating in real life, it's not like the ones that you date for the show.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
He is my real life boyfriend.
Yeah.
He is making a cameo. He's not going to be on very many episodes.
Well, he's not going to walk by you on a bus or something, is he?
That's it. That's exactly it. He's just like, oh, hey, from across the street. I'm like, oh, that's my boyfriend, and that's it.
But how do you decide to do that?
We saw it as an opportunity for him to get, you know, his businesses out there, which is, you know, a lot of people, that's why they do reality TV. And so we were sort of going to take advantage of the situation in a really great way, and the producers were up for it. And so, you know, he's on an episode or two.
And look at what's happening with Kristen, too, because we're hearing, you know, the rumors about drugs and everything else. And when she was here, yeah, when she was here, she just basically said it's part of the drama of the show, but it's not accurate.
Yeah, it's, there's a lot of stuff on the show this season that is much more real than past seasons. You know, I was starting
Well, you're
to
dealing
get,
with bigger issues.
Yeah, I was starting to get fed up because it's, you know, it was constantly, oh, he likes her, he doesn't like her. And for me, that's not that interesting beyond episode 5. And so the issues this season are bigger, they're more important, and...
Are they accurate?
I would say that the people on the show who are being talked about or whatever is happening to them, they are fully aware of it. Most of the time, they are on board. Kristen was completely on board with the subject matter. And, you know, she knew it was happening. And it's tough when the episodes start to air because I'm not sure if she's playing along with what's going on in the episodes exactly because, you know, behind the scenes, you know, we are not talking about Kristen. We're not talking about her doing drugs at all.
Right.
And it's frustrating because then the episodes air, I think people see them and their feelings get hurt even though that they know what's being filmed. And so it's sort of a weird cross between reality and reality TV that we deal with every season. When the
Yeah,
episodes air.
what is that? That must be so, I would find that extremely upsetting. Just personally, it would be, I think, painful.
Yeah.
And we all know when you're in this business, you can read on the internet and get pretty upset about what people might say.
Oh, yeah.
But to be on a reality show, because they call it a reality show, you have really nothing to hide behind, because people are judging you as this is who you are. And that to say that there's this one reality and then you see us, but we're not really doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot at stake. I mean, I don't know if they could pay someone enough to say, explain yourself one way on a reality show, but it's not really who you are. That's a tall order.
Yeah, definitely. And when we were filming this, we're still filming now, but when we were specifically filming these episodes, you know, I was sort of shocked that she was okay with us talking about it. And it's a little frustrating now because, you know, I feel like she is hurt and she is angry. And if it was me, I would be too, because it sucks to watch the show and watch people say things about you that are hurtful, but I don't know why you sign up for it in the first place then.
Okay, so she signed up for that, but then is it okay for you guys to be doing the other part of it?
If you're on the show, you just understand that that is just totally comes with the territory.
Wow.
You have your storyline, and you know that everybody else will talk about you in ways that you may not like, but...
I know, but a storyline is not a reality show. It's a storyline.
I understand.
But you guys are being promoted as reality, which won't affect the producer's life or the network's life, but it will definitely affect
That's where
yours.
it gets tricky, because the producers just kind of push it, and you know, I just am not sure why she agreed to kind of go forward with it in the first place.
But the truth is somewhere in the middle, because there's the girl's talking about it, and she's playing the part of it, supposedly. That's that's tough. I would have a hard time inside.
It's very tough, and that's part of the reason why I have always been really hesitant to bring my personal life onto the show. I'm really good at, you know, talking about what's going on, and I leave it at that. You know, I do the job every day, and then I go home.
Right, right. And you're friends with you still talk to Lauren Conrad?
Yes, she's my roommate.
Oh, how nice.
She lives down the hall from me.
Is she coming back? Is she going to make an appearance this season?
You know, everybody's talking about it, and
we like Lauren a lot. We like all you girls.
Yeah.
I hope all of you do well.
And Lauren is so sweet, and she was really, you know, the touchstone for the show for so many years. And I think that people are saying that she's coming back because they want her to come back, and so that's the way that the story goes with the tabloids. But I'm not sure at this point what her status is.
Thanks, Lo, and I wish you the best of luck too. Take care of yourself. You know what I mean?
I got my head on straight, girl.
Yes, yes. Just do what's right for you in your gut.
Thank you so much.
The Hill airs. The Hill. It's only half an episode. There's Tuesday nights on MTV. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
Up next, Germinatrix Yvette Soler on creating your own edible garden.
So, what do you do if you have good lawn?
If you have lawn, it's thirsty, it takes a lot of chemicals. I know. You want to get rid of it. It's better to plant something that gives us something back.
Has tons of great tips to help us out in the garden. The last time she was here, she taught us how to keep our plants from being eaten. This time, she wants us to eat our plants. Please welcome back to our show the Germinatrix, the very talented Yvette Soler. We adore her. We love Yvette. She was here the first week. She was on the first week with me, and I'm very, very happy that she had time to come back.
Bonnie, are you kidding? I'm thrilled to be back. I'm thrilled to be back because you are such a proponent of growing food. The very first week we talked about it, and now we're talking about it again. It's so fantastic because it's now a revolution. Everybody is growing food.
Well, it's a necessity. If you, especially if you have children, teach them now how to grow their own food. I was lucky enough to grow up with my mom and my grandma. I think we have a picture of my grandmother. She's 95 in this picture, and this is her. She did this by hand, every row, and lived well into her 90s and only ate out of the garden except for what she got from the butcher. All the rest of it was from
Isn't that glorious?
And I grew up with her teaching me how to do that, and it was such a joyful part of my childhood.
Absolutely, and that's what we need to teach our children now, and it's so great that young people are starting in their first homes, they're getting their kids involved, they're doing it organically, and one thing I want to talk about is that there is a space in our house that is perfect for growing vegetables, but nobody does it because there's a crop there already. It's the biggest irrigated crop in the United States, and that is lawn.
Yeah, so what do you do if you have the lawn?
If you have lawn, it's thirsty, it takes a lot of chemicals, it's you want to get rid of it. It's better to plant something that gives us something back.
I think it's a fabulous idea.
Okay.
I would love to drive through a neighborhood and see gardens of vegetables and fruits growing.
Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Yes.
In our front yards? Okay.
Yes.
So let's kill lawn. Let's kill lawn.
Oh, she's a murderer now. This is
the first thing we have to do, let's water our lawn.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, we're going to water it. And then we are going to take newspaper, and we're going to put the newspaper on top of the lawn that we just watered.
Oh, because this is part of the...
This is part of the death process.
Premeditated, okay.
Yes.
All right.
So let's water
more water.
This again. Yes. You know, each lawn takes so much in chemical fertilizers, in pesticides. That's good.
Okay.
And all that seeps into our groundwater, and we don't want that. I mean,
no, I know, and that's the thing is that you don't realize that. I mean, here in Santa Monica, when I had my first garden, they told me I had to wait 12 years for the chemicals to be low enough before I could plant.
Yeah, that's terrible. We have to start going organic now. This is totally organic. It's called solarization. We let the sun work for us. We're not using any chemicals on this. So we put black plastic over the wet newspaper, over the lawn, and we put some lawn staples.
And you do this in sections, or
yes,
yeah,
you want to cover. And you know what? You have to be prepared for your neighbors to look at you funny.
I mean, that happens anyway.
When you do this, they're not going to know what you're doing. When I did this to my lawn, somebody drove by and they shot the finger at me. They totally.
You're kidding me. They meant you're number one. You got to look at things. You got to look at the bright side.
You're right, Bonnie. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so you do this, and what you're doing is you want to leave this on for about 6 weeks.
Okay.
And then the sun will kill the roots. It'll kill the leaves. It'll do everything for you, and you don't have to worry about chemicals being in your lawn.
Good.
So now we're going to go to dead lawn. This is what we have after we've set this in the sun for 6 weeks.
Oh, that's too bad.
I know. No, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
It's fantastic. Let's get rid of this.
All right.
Let's put this down here
Grandma.
for a second.
Lucia.
No. Okay. So now we've got this lawn, and what we want to do is we want to turn it over. So I'm doing it right now. Yes.
Okay.
I'm doing it with the shovel. You just need to. I'm doing it with a little trowel.
Okay. So you just need a spade that you can stand on,
Absolutely.
right? And then.
So why don't you go and turn this stuff over?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, get it in there. You know, and just turn it.
Zip. Kind of Corey apple.
All right. There we go. Look at that. We're pretending that we're shoveling in our front yard and we're turning all this over.
And if you should trip and fall with a glass of wine, this is not too bad to hit.
Fantastic. All turned over. Now let's take our compost. Remember the worm compost we made last year?
Oh, that was the best. I used it. Yes.
Well, let's use it on this. Let's cover this with compost.
And all of this is on our website too. So you're going to cover this with the compost.
Yes.
Don bought me a compost for my birthday years ago.
That's a wonderful gift.
I asked for a diamond, which I thought.
Okay, and then we're going to cover it right back up again.
Okay, so night-night.
Yes, we're going to cook it for another month, and then this will be ready to plant in.
Now, don't get anxious that it takes a little time, because this is a great lesson for kids. I would get so frustrated with my grandma. I'm like, when are we going to see the carrots? When are we going to see the carrots? And I can't tell you the joy when I would see just the green leaves on top, and I would pull it out, and I can still remember it now. They would be like, Grandma, look, and pumpkins, and we did everything.
Gardening teaches you patience,
It
and
does.
Everybody can learn patience.
Well, let's hurry up. We're running out of time.
Okay, sorry. No. Okay. We have to use some of this.
Okay.
Okay, we're using some of our, now that we've killed something, we want to bring something back to life.
Right.
Okay, so we are going to use this soil, and we are going to recycle, because we have a little egg carton right here.
Oh, I love
and
this
we
one.
are going to put seedlings in this egg carton.
Now, just think if you have kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're going to make seedlings in an egg carton. So here we go. We're putting our compost into this egg carton, and this is going to break down in the soil.
Now, talk about the fact that instead of putting the seeds right into the ground where squirrels come, they're like investigators.
Absolutely.
They find everything, and they'll dig it up and eat it, or, you know, other animals.
Absolutely. Let's take our seeds.
This way you give them a little chance, right?
Yes.
To make a little life first.
Absolutely. We're going to sprinkle them on the top of the soil, and then we are going to sprinkle, just dust a little bit more soil on top of this. A little bit more soil, and then let's water it in.
Yes.
But this is the last. You're going to only water this in once. Okay?
That's it.
Water it in once, and then from then on, this is how you water. from the bottom. Because as little seedlings grow, we don't want them to get all smushed and drowned by the water.
Yeah.
So you put in about a 1/4 inch of water in the bottom of your cookie sheet.
And they'll drink it from their feet, so to speak. Yeah.
Capillary action does it. So we have these wonderful little seedlings that are growing. You put them in the sun, they start growing, and look at what we have afterwards.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Look at it.
I know. And then, oh, yes.
Okay.
Look at what you can do.
This
you
is
cut it.
Right. And whoops, I'm sorry. Oh,
Don't do that.
No, they're still okay. They're all right. We saved them.
Yes, they'll be fine.
Okay, well, that one's dead. They're fine. They're fine.
And this little cup, you put it in the soil.
Right in the soil.
And you get a fantastic plant from this. This is going to be zucchini in like 2 or 3 months.
Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so when we come back, this is what I always dreamed of teaching people. It's great, isn't it, Yvette?
Yes,
You're the best. When we come back, Yvette will tell us how to make our lawn edible.
Still ahead, the Germinatrix with more fascinating gardening tips.
Now, here's another plant that nobody would think of as edible. Look at this prickly pear cactus.
Oh, geez, that's got to hurt the tongue.
Okay.
We're back with the Germinatrix, Yvette Soler, our buddy, and we're talking about how to make your lawn edible. One thing before the break, we talked about planting those seedlings in the egg carton when you break them apart, like Yvette did. She did say put the entire carton and everything into the soil because the carton's biodegradable.
They biodegrade. The roots grow right through the cardboard in the carton into the soil. You don't disturb the roots, and the plants are happy.
Oh, I know you care about them like I do.
I do.
Okay, so what do we do? Look at this. It's so beautiful.
Isn't it? Like, we had death before, now we have life.
Yeah.
You know, this is something that I was thinking. People love lawn because it gives us a gorgeous green carpet, but we have to mow it, and it doesn't really do anything for us, so why not replace
If you're going to use the water, yeah.
Yes, if you use the water, use it for something that gives you something back. So let's have a lettuce lawn instead of a sod lawn. So we're going to plant different kinds of lettuces in the place of our lawn. So here we go.
Okay.
Trowel.
A trowel.
And one thing that I want to talk about is while Bonnie is planting, that we have different ways of fertilizing things. Since we're all organic, here is one natural fertilizer that everybody has. If you have a fireplace or a barbecue pit, we have ashes.
Now, talk about the ashes from the wood, or can it, not one of those logs, dirt?
No, not a Duralog. This has to be natural wood ashes. It gives us potassium for the soil. It's fantastic. You can put that in the hole, and you can sprinkle it on as you plant. It's wonderful.
Okay, am I getting too close here with these?
No, this is good because it doesn't really need to have distance
so much
between
space.
I mean, we're going to be eating this. We're going to be harvesting this, so it's not going to grow to its full size. You're going to be eating every week, maybe even every day. So one thing that lettuce really loves is nitrogen as a fertilizer. And you can get nitrogen, a lot of people probably wouldn't know this, but if you have an aquarium or a fish tank, you can use the water from cleaning out your fish tank to water your lettuces.
Isn't that something?
Isn't that cool? I mean, most people would want to throw it away. It's kind of stinky, but it's wonderful for your lettuces. It totally makes them vibrant and lush and fantastic.
My grandmother always left big barrels out to catch the rainwater.
Rainwater harvesting is incredibly important. So now we have this really wonderful, lush lettuce lawn, but we're not done because we planted these lettuce starts that we got from the nursery, and what we want to do now is open up some seedlings so that we always have lettuce growing.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Oh, that's very smart. Okay.
So here we go. In between, let's sprinkle the seeds.
Oh my gosh, Yvette, this is so beautiful.
It's going to be so great. I mean, if people do this at their homes, they're going to have salad, they're going to have sandwich lettuce,
lower
all
cholesterol,
the time.
better brain power.
Absolutely. The
healthy liver and kidneys.
The
this is the way you know that you don't have all these chemicals in your food.
Absolutely. The nutrients you get, now let's water this in. The nutrients you get from homegrown organic produce is incredibly superior. You know what you're doing. You know what goes into your food. Now, let's harvest this.
Okay.
You don't want to cut it all off. You don't want to, go like, get a head of lettuce like you do at the grocery store. So just cut little leaves individually. Little leaves as you need them, like for a salad that night. Yeah, and then move over to this other one. Here you want some red lettuce for tonight's salad, make it a little jazzier. You want some escarole, this beautiful cut leaf.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so you've got like all these wonderful different kinds of lettuces that you grew yourself in your front yard where it's gorgeous. I mean, one one thing that's really important is that we have a beautiful looking front yard garden, because some people have homeowners associations.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they don't really want things to look like a farm.
No.
So, you know, let's bring some gorgeousness into our front yard edible garden.
And I wear those overalls without any top underneath. And that's my neighborhood an issue for some reason.
I wouldn't know why.
We're already out of time. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You know I think the world of you.
Oh, me too.
For more great tips from the Germinatrix, go to BonnieHunt.com. Plant a garden. You'll love it. Thanks for watching. Today's Feel Good Moment of the Day was sent to us by our viewer, Catherine Stacy from Massena, New York. It's of her 6-month-old grandson, Paul, playing the drums with his dad, Jonathan.
Bob and Elle's production.